give good examples of analogies of Eliza Doolittle in a play Pygmalion, which was adapted
Yes.
to.
Oh, I would love for you to talk about this because I think this was a great comparison to what you're doing in your work.
Well, yes. So Pygmalion is a famous play. It was written by Irish-born playwright George Bernard Shaw, who lived in London, and he was extremely interested in language as well, and he was extremely interested in the differences between America. He famously said, sorry, that the UK and America are have everything in common, but the language, except the language, And
Wow.
Oscar Wilde said the same. So uh, Pygmalion has been adapted to. It's a play, but it has been adapted to um, films like My Fair Lady, Pretty Woman, and The Quiet Man. John Wayne was in The Quiet Man with Deborah Kerr, Pretty Woman, Richard Gere, and Julia Roberts, and of course Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison in My Fair Lady. And but the fundamental of that is that Eliza she's a Cockney flower seller. So in this play, she's represented as low class, and because she's low class, she doesn't speak in a standard English, so she won't be taken very seriously, no matter what she does, and she really wants to be taken seriously. So if we put that analogy of the actor who wants to be taken seriously, what should he or she do? Well, in the case of Eliza Doolittle, the lead character, she finds an accent coach by accident, by the way, and he trains her to speak beautifully, and then he gives her a kind of audition, and the audition is with polite society, his friends, and he wants to see if she can pass this audition. So he gives her two subjects to talk about: health and the weather, because these are non-controversial subjects, but it actually becomes controversial when she meets them. She sits for afternoon tea, which is a traditional custom here, um, and she sits with them and she speaks beautifully. She's dressed beautifully, um, and she looks the part. But when she opens her mouth, she starts um, the vowels and the consonants are all in place, but she starts using such grammatical terms like low class grammatical terms, low class language. So she says things like, they done him in. They done him in a very nice, but instead Cockney would say they done him in, but she would say it in a standard voice, they done him in, and it just to her audience said, "Oh my, is this a new and fashionable way to speak?" um, yes, so it causing a lot of confusion. So Professor Higgins, who's the accent coach, thinks, "Oh, I've made a mistake here. I haven't taught her all of the grammar, the language to be more authentic."
Yeah, I really love this a lot because it paints a great picture for what you're doing for American actors, where you don't want American actors to be in this situation like Eliza, where it seems like they have everything down, but then they say a certain word or say something a certain way, and it just completely removes the illusion that they're British. And I think that this is it's really important work.
Yes, I mean, a simple example would be an actor that I trained, and then she had trained, I had trained her, and then she wanted to practice the British voice, and suddenly she said, "Well, excuse me while I go get some water," in a good voice, but her sentence was very American. It should have been, "Excuse me while I go and get some water," you know.
Yeah.
So that made it, and I had to say, well, look, you need to put this and in to make it more authentic. It
Wow.
can,
Yeah, it's amazing just those subtle differences.